Hello, everyone, and welcome to another segment at the Independent Collective called the IndieGhost. So, this is a new segment that Caitlin actually thought about, the name IndieGhost. Well, it's also inspired by the fact that we were recently ghosted. This episode is not supposed to be about this, but it's so fine. We adapt, we thrive. We can do our best here at the Independent Collective. So anyway, the Indigos is going to be a special episode that we will be doing monthly. So in this type of segment, we'll be talking about Philippine horror stories and true crime, something that I'm very interested in particular. Actually, fun fact about me, I listen to true crime documentaries or horror documentaries way more than actual music when I'm doing work. And so, yeah, I basically forced Caitlin and Leah to do this segment with me. So thank you so much for being great sports today. And so today we'll be talking about the story of Teresita Basa, one of the most famous or iconic Filipino horror stories. So we actually used to do this on TikTok. Back in the summer of 2021, Leah, Caitlin, and I started a TikTok channel, I guess, or TikTok page. And Caitlin at first started doing the dances. Leah did covers, and I did like educational videos because we were trying to find something that would be good. We didn't know kasi TikTok that much as we do now, but we realized that educational stuff actually good. It was because of our Jose Rizal conspiracy theory video, and surprisingly, that Jose Rizal conspiracy theory video is also one of our most popular on YouTube. So I guess check it out. Check out our TikTok, check out our YouTube. So anyway, we usually interview guests here, but again, like we said, we were ghosted. So now it's just the team. And as I like to call it, the Fa-Boo, Los Indico Girls. So yes, this story about Teresita Basa is something I briefly talked about on TikTok, but it unfortunately did not get that much traction. And so if anyone is listening to this, please follow us on all our social media sites for more fun and interesting content. So before we begin, I'd just like to say that I got these details from what I've searched online. And so the credits go to, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Filipino and Ati. So how are you guys feeling today, Kate and Leah, knowing that I both dragged you to do this segment with me today?
I just hope it won't last for 6 hours because the last time we did something like this on was live, it was a mix of horror and spontaneous conversation. It lasted for so long. So I'm excited.
Yeah, same. I'm actually excited too because it like brings back those school days where we talk to random people and, and a lot of those random people were like creepier than the actual ghosts we were talking about. And oh my gosh.
Or the Kumu police. We're just talking to random. So yeah. So let's start with the story. So Teresita Basa was born in the Philippines in 1929. I'm bad at history. Do you guys, is that American time?
I don't, is it? I feel like it's earlier. I don't know.
I just know Japanese.
I had like history was like elementary siguro. I'm not sure.
Okay, so we all don't know. Please don't judge us. But anyway, she immigrated to the United States in the 1960s in search of a better life, like a lot of Filipinos do now too. So she traveled to the United States to study music, but she eventually became a respiratory therapist at Edgewater Hospital. So the institution, located just outside of Chicago, Illinois, formerly had Frank Sinatra as a patient and gave birth to serial murderer John Wayne Gacy and Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Wait, is this a true story?
Yes, this is a true story.
Frank Sinatra gave birth to a serial murderer? It's true. Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, this is
like Frank Sinatra, the Fly Me to the Moon guy.
Fly Me to the Moon guy. Yeah, this is supposed to be true.
Okay.
Well, they say it's true. I hope it's true. Maybe I'm just fooling myself because I believe in ghosts. But yeah.
There we go.
So Teresita Basa maintained a low-key life. She was obtaining a master's degree in music and regularly gave free piano lessons to youngsters in the area. So when she wasn't working or studying for her master's degree, she had a pretty quiet life with her husband, Joe. Damn. Okay. I think she continued the piano lessons because I think almost every Asian had the experience of like playing the guitar or playing the piano because you're forced by parents.
That's true.
Right? at least at least one lesson, diba? So Ruth called Teresita on February 21, 1977, and they talked for around 30 minutes. Actually don't know who Ruth is, but Ruth called her that day. So Teresita was expecting a person to come over according to Ruth, but she didn't say who he was or why he was there. So the fire brigade was summoned to Teresita's residence an hour after Ruth last talked with her when neighbors complained of smelling smoke in the vicinity. So Teresita Basa was discovered naked and buried under a mattress with a knife protruding from her chest by firefighters. So shocking.
Oh my god.
Yeah, shocking.
Imagine. Oh my gosh, so gross.
This is what, so yeah, tama nga si Leah. So Teresita was not the victim of a sexual assault despite appearances, and there was no physical evidence to lead authorities to her suspected killer according to investigators. I feel like if this was in the future though, malalaman agad because parang there's so much evidence.
I know.
Like, I don't know, you can see the hair, I'm sure.
Yeah, she was
So
just
anyway, for 5 months, the investigators had no leads. So that's like, maybe they weren't trying hard enough. I'm just joking. And had no notion who may be interested in Teresita Basa's death. So 6 months later, the Washington Post reported that Dr. Jose C. Chua Jr., a co-worker of Basa, said his wife, Remibias, tried to envision that connection, was experiencing visions concerning Teresita's death. So do you guys believe in yung mga visions or like, what do you call that? Yung may medium. Like talking to ghosts, ganon.
I think some of them are probably legit, but the others are like...
Yeah, I mean, like some people I know na after like, for example, a parent died, they go to a medium agad just to talk to their dead relatives, and they would just parang know the future through them or what kind of food they want to put on their grave. So I think that's like tradition for some.
Yeah.
So fun fact about that. So he said, okay, I have to read this now. Doctor, I'd like to request your assistance. The man who murdered me is still at large. So Dr. Chua said his wife remarked while in a trance those words like, oh, the murderer is still there. So when probed further regarding her identity, he added, I was genuinely astonished and worried when I inquired her name and she responded with, Ako'y Teresita Basa. But she told me I had nothing to be scared of. So she was pleading with me to assist in the investigation of her murder. So can you imagine that? Like you're the husband and then your wife basically bigla na possessed and she's like, I'm Teresita Basa. Please help me. Like if you were the guy, what do you think you will do? Will you believe that? Or parang you would be like, there's something wrong with my wife today.
Oh my god. I think I would believe. Because it's like easier to not believe. Because always in like horror movies, when you don't believe, it always turns out to be.
Same, not even just horror, like any crime. I know they have this reasonable doubt thing, but it always, I think, pays to give it first a look. So I would also believe.
And, you know, I always listen to these true crimes, and if you don't believe sometimes, it's over for you. Even in horror movies, especially the person that randomly says hello. Because
oh my gosh. Like sometimes like this literally the person who hired you to investigate or like the super nice guy. So yeah, my brain is super I don't know. Super believable because of the movies I've seen and just the books I've read. So I would believe that.